Alright, hey, HadesOmega here. So I just got done riding through Level Canyon, through Rocky Gap Trail to Red Rock Canyon, okay? How did I know about this ride? I rode it 2 years ago on ADV, okay? This is, the ride I did today was actually from ADV, and I did it on the Cactus Plunger DR650. And I wanted to try it on a smaller bike. Definitely a smaller, lighter bike makes it much easier to get through that canyon, and I have found that out today. Okay, so the original plan was to ride the Light B through it, okay, and I broke the Light B yesterday at the Big Dune, so I can't ride it anymore. Okay, so one broken bike, so I got two bikes. Let's just take the KLX. So I took the KLX. I have to say, working the clutch was tough, man. Yeah, I would have enjoyed the Light B more because I wouldn't have to work the clutch as much. That's what I'm gonna say. That being said, I don't know how well it would have done going over to big rocks and stuff. There's a lot of rock gardens and stuff. This bike did great going over to rock gardens, man. All that hard enduro rock hopping stuff, yeah, dude. That's what we rode today. It wasn't super bad, but yeah, I would definitely call it hard enduro is what I would call it. Okay. Alright, so we started here at my campground in Level Canyon, and then you kind of go take some power line road. It's right over yonder, okay? You take that power line road, or you could just take Level Canyon Road if you want. During LABTV they make you take the dirt, so I said, just ride the dirt. Okay, I think you can ride dirt bikes on the pavement here, okay, as long as you're going 25 miles per hour, alright? It said it's okay to ride your OHV here as long as you don't go faster than 25 miles per hour, okay? At least on the pavement. I was going faster than that on the trails. Okay, so I think, so what happened? We rode the KLX 170, all right? So, and I'll tell you this, the jetting was a problem. By the time you get to the top of the trails, it's just like gasping for air. There's just not enough oxygen up there, and it's just super rich, okay? At least have fuel injection. Fuel injection would have been nice. But the closer you get down to 5,000, it starts to run a little better, okay? But yeah, it always smelled like freaking gasoline coming out of this thing. I think it ate up more gas than it normally does. Because when you rode it in the Mojave, it got excellent gas mileage, so I rode it 50 miles. But anyway, yeah, the bike did great, okay? We rode it through the power line trail, and then we dropped into a canyon, and then we rode a single track, sort of. It was kind of like a single track, but it was more like kind of bushwhacking. I was just trying to follow the trails. I hope you guys enjoy that. And then it drops you into a creek bed, and then we rode the creek bed all the way until it pops out into Level Canyon Road again, okay? So like I said, you could literally just ride Level Canyon the whole way. You didn't have to take the dirty way if you didn't want to, okay? If you just want to just blaze past that, just take the pavement. But hey, I took the fun route, right? And then so once it spits you back out on Level Canyon, you go up this hill climb, okay? The bike didn't have any problem getting up that. And then it's kind of this like little twisty road going to the Rocky Gap Trail, okay? And then you take that trail, and then it goes up, and you pass through a lot of creek beds and rock gardens and stuff. This bike didn't have any problem getting through anything, okay? It was no problem, okay? And definitely you want a skid plate if you're going to do this ride, okay? Because you might get one underneath really good, and probably side armor too, just in case you drop your bike on the rocks. I almost did. Almost dropped it, stacked it on a rock. I don't know if they make side armor for KLX 140, okay? And you need it. Maybe I'll make one. I'll make one out of plate steel or something. Anyway, yeah. So you got up, and 6,400 feet is the peak, okay? There were about 3 or 4 rock garden sections, okay? Some harder than others, but it is wide, okay? It's not like it's a single track. You can choose different ways to go. The difficult thing about doing it during LABTV is you're trying to go through these rock gardens with a bunch of other riders, and like they block the ways, and you have to wait. So, and your bike is going to get hot. This bike got pretty hot going through it. going up it was a little difficult, is what I'm gonna say. But on the way back, going down it, it was super easy, man. Super easy. I was like, wow, man, it's a lot easier going down it than it is going up it. You just like brap and then just get the front up and just launch the bike off a big rock, you know. But make sure there's no rock on the you know, in front of you where you land. Yeah. So, and then you get to the peak, and then I took some pictures up there. Check them out. And then you start going up a little bit more, and then you start going down, okay? And also, once you get past all the rock crawling stuff, the hard stuff, it's oh my god, it's so cold. Yeah, it was really cold too, by the way. It was about 50s, okay? And it got colder the higher you go. There was snow about 6,000 feet. Okay, not a lot of snow. It's kind of dry right now, but yeah. What do I want to say? Yeah, it was a whole lot of fun. And then you ride down the canyon, and it's like a bunch of switchbacks, and then you start to see more traffic, so you got to slow down a little bit. And I made it to the parking lot in Red Rock Canyon, and then I turned around. There was no water. Aha! I forgot my trail pack. I didn't bring my trail pack, so I took my jacket off and I stuffed it under the thing, and it touched the exhaust, and I burnt my jacket. But I found out I could stuff my jacket into this tail pack. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. What else? Yeah, so it was 14 miles to the parking lot, and then it was about 14 miles on the way back. I took a different route going back to do some exploration. I didn't really find any alternate route to get back. Honestly, you could just take the road back. Is what I did some of the times. Yeah, so that was the end of the ride. I did find out by the end of the ride, I was like, why was my clutch so hard to work? You know, I need to tighten my clutch. And I found out my clutch cable was fraying. So pretty much this bike and the Light Bee are done. So I think the end, that's the end of our dirt bike trip. No more dirt biking, okay? There was one more ride I wanted to do, but because we kind of need the clutch for that one, because that one's a rocky trail also. So yeah, we'll just save that for some other time. Well, one day we'll come back and we'll go ride the Light Bee here. Honestly, I would only ride the Light Bee to the peak. Okay, take that picture and then go back the way you came. Don't go back down into Red Rock Canyon, because it's already 14 miles. No, it's 14 miles to the parking lot. What was it at the peak? At the peak I think it was about 10 miles. When you get to the top and then you start going down again, I would not go down. I would just go back the way you came. You might run out of power, and you don't want that to happen. And unless you carry 2 battery packs with you, you know. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so yeah. Next time, that's probably what we'll do. We'll just go up to we'll go past, do all the rock garden stuff, do all the hard stuff, go all the way to the top, take a picture, and then go back down. And instead of just going back around the other side. Okay, this one could definitely do it. This one but this one's carbureted. I feel the electric bike would probably be a lot better up here, because we're at such a high altitude and there's no clutch to worry about. You know, I was like, man, why do I have to work the clutch? It makes it so hard to do a pivot turn. It's hard to do a pivot turn when your clutch isn't adjusted properly. I'll tell you that. That's one thing I noticed. So yeah, I didn't have my trail pack. I didn't have my tools, food, water. I left it all here, and by the time we were like already halfway almost, I said, nah, don't go back. Let's just do this and come back. And they didn't even have any water on the other end. I was like, oh man, all right. So like, don't die, basically. So definitely bring stuff with you, okay? Bring supplies. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I did that on a DR650 in LAB2V. And I told myself, man, I want to do this on a smaller bike. It would be a lot more fun, and it was. Okay, the KLX 140 ate it right up. Okay, if it wasn't for like the carb problems, you know, being at the high altitude and everything, yeah, it ran great. Okay, so here's the trip stats real quick before we go. We're at 5,100 feet elevation here in Level Canyon, where I'm camping right now. It's really cold right now. It's going to be in the 30s tonight. I guarantee you. It may snow too. I saw some snow up there. Okay, it's winter riding conditions. It's like the end of January almost, so it's still winter. It still gets really cold up here. We're high elevation, and I rode a total of 28.7 miles. Okay, I think the highest that we rode was 6,400 feet. Okay, that's when you're at the top of the peak and then you start going down. All right, either way. And we hit a max speed of 44 miles an hour, 15.2 miles per hour moving average, and we were moving for about an hour and 51 minutes. Okay, and then 2.5 hours I was out there. Okay, so you should be able to do, if you're a pretty fast rider and you know what you're doing, you should be able to do it in an hour if you're really fast. Okay, but I would say an hour and 30 minutes if you're all right. You know, I think on the way back it was only like an hour and a half. Except I did some excursions along the way. Okay, if I took the same route back, or I took an easier route back, yeah, we would have been even faster. So, but yeah, the KLX rips through it. So that's what we'll say. All right, HadesOmega out. Thanks for watching. That's the end of HadesOmega Dirt Bike Adventure 2021. Okay, Desert Dirt Bike Adventure 2021. Thanks for watching. I broke both bikes. I broke the KLX clutch wires broken on it. Can't ride it anymore. And I broke the belt on the Light B. So yeah. So that's it. I got no more bikes to ride. It's time to head on home. Almost made it all the way. I still had like 2 more places I wanted to ride. All right. All right. Also, one thing I wanted to mention is the rear tire I'm running is this Shinko Cheater. Okay. See, it's a 525 Cheater by Shinko. Yeah, Shinko. And it's a great tire, dude. I'm pretty sure this front tire is worn out. Like I feel the bike pushing a whole lot. Yeah, the tire looks pretty rounded off. I replaced the rear a while back with the Trackmaster. It's an IRC front. The IRC it's a long-lasting tire, man. But whatever tire this is, it's a motocross LX05H. I think it's time to replace the front tire on this bike. But these rear tires did great, man. Definitely for that enduro stuff, it does pretty good. In the sand, it's okay, I guess. It wasn't hooking up too much in the sand, but it did okay in the sand. In the sand dunes, I mean. But if you're just riding in the desert, it's great for riding. It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid kind of enduro slash. Yeah, like a rock enduro and trail tire is what it is. And I think it's pretty good on the pavement too. You can ride it on the pavement. You can almost use it as like a dual sport tire almost, you know. So 525 Cheater looks good, and this is after I beat it up on the rocks, and it still looks good. It's not chunking at all. So not like the Trackmaster, man. The Trackmaster chunks like crazy. I'm not gonna put a Trackmaster on the Light B again, that's for sure. It just chewed that right up. But yeah, it did great. I didn't have very many clearance issues, even though the bike is a mini bike, you know. Always amazes me what a dirt bike can do. Okay. But yeah, 525 Cheater. I'm really impressed with this tire. I highly recommend it for your KLX 140 or whatever dirt bike you're riding. Okay. It did great on what we rode today. Okay. That hard enduro, rocky hopping stuff. This is the tire. That's what this tire specializes in. Okay. But it's a hybrid tire, so it can do lots of different things too. Okay, sand, rocks, trail, you name it, it'll do it. Snow, we did some snow today. Alright, yeah, I didn't have any problems with it in the snow either. But the snow was like, just a little bit on the top snow, you know. Just painted white. Alright, 525 Cheater.